And today, we're going to look at another weapon that has been broken for the better part of a couple of years now. And we're going to test it, and we're going to see if it's working, because it used related mechanics to distortion weapons that were preventing distortion weapons from working. And it mostly has to do with splash damage. Now, in the current state of the game, it's probably not as useful as distortion weapons are, but still. So we've got the Combine Cannon, size 4. And I've still got the distortion repeaters on from our last test. But it doesn't really matter, we're just going to be testing this Combine Cannon. Basically the mechanic that distortion weapons used and the Combine Cannon uses basically like the splash damage, where it hits more than one shield face or hits more than one spot on the ship at the same time. So after I did the distortion test, I was thinking the Combine probably works now for the same reason that the distortion weapons are working. Hey Herla, how's it going? Just gonna swap my weapon groups here so that the Combine is on the second stage of the trigger and the repeaters are on the first stage. And we will overclock the repeaters like last time and the shield generators. There's no real point in overclocking the cannon because it doesn't really do anything. It's another reason why the cannon is not so great right at the moment, because weapons that get a fire rate increase or a significant fire rate increase from overclocking are kind of still the meta. Perla says, I'm still breathing, so it's all Gucci. What about you? Gucci, does that mean great or good? I'm doing good. Yeah, it means good? Okay, good. Alright, so we're gonna go into Crusader here. Let's just do this Lowrider's Nest here, just because it'll just give us some easy targets to confirm that the weapon is hitting. We've already seen it hit, but it's good to get a few more shots in. There's like a left side and a right side. So everything on the left side is sort of wired into one microcontroller, and everything on the right side's wired into the other one. Alright, so let's just test this Combine again here. So one thing that I noticed with the Combine now is when it does hit, you notice how it's hitting twice? Tap tap. That's because it's hitting once for the main projectile and once for the Flak projectile, the explosive projectile. And like I said, in previous versions, the weapon has been bugged for a good maybe 2 years, at least 2 or 3, maybe even more years. I can't remember how long now. Where it would just pass through ships; it wouldn't even hit at all. Again, I don't think that it's too super useful of a weapon right now, just simply because of its comparatively low velocity. It's only 950 meters a second. Compared to other options in its size class, it's quite slow. or Mr. Yeager, I should say. Mr. Yeager says, "Hi there. Which version of the Warden are you using, Sentinel or Harbinger?" I'm actually using the Warden. Just plain old vanilla. So let's do, just for further testing purposes, let's just do another basically identical mission. And this time I'm going to turn the other weapons on. So we're actually testing weapons that haven't worked for a very, very long time, but have finally decided to start working as of this most recent patch. Yesterday, tested distortion weapons, and they all work, and today we're testing the combine cannon, because it has sort of similar mechanics as far as how it does its projectile and explosion for hitting. So we'll be able to drop shields really quickly, and then hit them with the combine, just to get an idea of what that kind of plays out like. It only took about 2 shots after its shields were down. When those Buccaneers take engine damage, they actually become harder to hit. Alright, and I'm just gonna, since this is a size 4 on a size 5 mount, I'm going to just turn the auto gimbal on just to see what that, how that affects its behavior. Well, that one didn't like that. It takes two torpedoes to kill one of those surface turrets? Really? Seems like a lot. Oh, okay. I haven't actually tried to shoot the ground turrets in this patch. That's surprising. It's good to know, though, that they're actually a little more difficult to take down. The beef dip says, "I saw your YouTube video of your sip yesterday. You've put a new goal in life. Laughing out loud. I use an Ubuntu right now, but Now you make me want to build a custom one. That's awesome. Beef Dip says, yeah, I use an X56 with a keyboard. I never knew you could make a custom layout. I always thought it was for show. No, everything works. Everything works. Mr. Yeager says maybe limiting it to a certain degree of aim or major power drain, possibly even slow reactions, but it would be a potential option. Could do the same with the Hurricane or Cutlass Black. There are plans. I don't know what they are, but there are plans so that you can add computer blades to ships to do stuff like slave or automate turret controls. Plus, in the long run, you'll be able to hire NPCs as well. But I'm hoping that they don't make. I'm hoping that the average NPC is not as good as the average player would be in a seat. If I remember right, like even like a ship like the Hammerhead, they talked about being able to slot computer blades into like a Hammerhead to automate up to four of the turrets. Yeah, it sounds like they're an actual threat now. Okay, so the Combine is definitely working now, which is good. I don't think it's a weapon that I would probably use a lot, but it's good to know that it's an option at least.